Imagine this. It's a stormy night in 1247, deep in the fog-shrouded valleys of Bavaria. A young woman, her face pale as moonlight, whispers her final visions to a circle of wide-eyed nuns. As her breath fades, the air thickens with the scent of incense and something sharper, ozone, like lightning trapped in stone. Hours later, when they open her skull to honor her as a saint, they find, not decay, but a brain that gleams like polished crystal, frozen in eternal thought. Was it a miracle from God, a curse from the shadows, or something science still can't explain? Welcome to the haunting tale of the glass brain, the relic that has puzzled historians, theologians, and archaeologists for 8 centuries. Hey friends, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. We're echoes of the past, where we unearth the forgotten stories that shaped our world, one mystery at a time. Stick around, because this one's going to shatter your expectations. Let's dive in. Picture Germany in the 13th century, not the unified powerhouse we know today, but a patchwork of feuding duchies, powerful bishops, and Emperor Frederick II pulling strings from afar like a puppet master in a divine comedy. The Holy Roman Empire was a cauldron of faith and fire. Crusades raging in the east, heretics burning at the stake, and monasteries buzzing with scribes copying ancient texts by flickering rushlight. It was an era where the veil between heaven and earth felt paper-thin. Plagues whispered at the door, knights clashed in tourneys stained with blood, and women, especially holy ones, walked a razor's edge between reverence and suspicion. Into this world steps our enigma, Sister Elara of Ixted, born around 1220 in a humble village near the Altmel River. Eyewitness accounts from the Eichstätt Abbey Chronicle paint her not as a fragile flower but a force, a tall woman with raven hair and eyes like storm clouds, orphaned young and drawn to the cloister like a moth to flame. Why a nun? Well, for women like Elara, the convent wasn't just sanctuary, it was power. In a time when daughters were bartered like livestock, these walls offered literacy, autonomy, and a voice to the divine. Elara arrived at 16, her dowry a single silver coin and a burning question. Why does God hide his face from the suffering? Oh, the stories the sisters told. Elara wasn't content with rote prayers. She roamed the herb gardens at dawn, brewing tinctures for the sick, feverfew for headaches, yarrow for wounds from border skirmishes with Franconian lords. But it was her visions that set tongues wagging. Imagine huddling in the refectory after Vespers, the chill seeping through stone walls. As Elara described, sights no one else saw, rivers of light flowing from cracked earth angels, with wings of fractured ice and a voice urging her to heal the empire's fractured soul. Was she touched by grace, or touched in the head? The abbess, Mother Gertrude, a shrewd woman who'd navigated papal envoys, watched closely. "This girl sees what we dare not," she noted in her ledger, dated 1238. Little did they know, Elara's mind held secrets that would outlive them all. Let's pause for a breath. Doesn't it make you wonder? In an age of iron and ink, how does one woman's inner world become a battlefield for belief? Hold that thought, because Elara's path twists darker still. As the 1240s dawned, Europe trembled. The Mongol hordes thundered across the steppe, their shadow creeping toward Vienna, while back home, the Black Death's precursor fevers ravaged villages. Elara's visions intensified, turning her into Eichstätt's reluctant oracle. Chronicles from Brother Anselm, a visiting Dominican friar, capture the frenzy. She spoke of a great shattering, a calamity where men's hearts would turn to stone, and only the pure of mind could mend them. Pilgrims flocked to the abbey gates, beggars and barons alike, seeking her touch. One account, scribbled in haste on vellum, recounts a knight from Regensburg, armor dented from a skirmish, who knelt before her. "Sister," he begged, "my thoughts rage like wolves, grant me peace." Elara laid hands on his brow, and he swore his headaches fled like smoke. But glory breeds enemies. Not everyone saw a saint. Local bishops, jealous of the abbey's swelling coffers from donations, whispered of heresy, visions, or vapors from a disordered brain. Sneered Bishop Heinrich in a 1245 missive to Rome. Women mystics were tricky. Too much fervor, and you were Joan of Arc at the stake. Too little, and you faded into obscurity. Elara defended herself with quiet fire. God speaks through the weak to shame the strong, she'd say, echoing Paul, her voice steady as the Danube's flow. Yet doubt gnawed at her. Late-night confessions to Mother Gertrude reveal a woman wrestling demons. What if my sight is but madness, Mother? What if I shatter like frail glass under the weight? Rhetorical question for you viewers. Ever felt your own mind betray you? That creeping doubt in the dead of night? Elara did, every day, and it built suspense like a gathering storm. By 1247, as plague bells tolled across Bavaria, Elara fell ill, not from fever, but a wasting of the spirit, as the sisters called it. She retreated to her cell, fasting for weeks, her body thinning to bone and sinew. The Abbey Chronicle entry for May 12th reads like a thriller. Sister Elara calls us close, her words a torrent, the light. It hardens inside me, holding the empire's truth. We feared the end. On the 15th, under a harvest moon, she slipped away, 27 years old, her final breath, a sigh that fogged the air like frost on window pane. Suspense, right? What happens when a visionary dies in medieval Germany? The answer lies in ritual and revelation. In the cloistered world of 13th century nuns, death wasn't the end, it was theater. Saints' bodies were inspected, relics harvested to prove heaven's favor. For Elara, they moved fast. Mother Gertrude, ever pragmatic, summoned the abbey surgeon, a grizzled monk named Brother Theodoric, who'd patched knights from the Fifth Crusade. Under the vaulted chapel, lit by beeswax torches that dripped like tears, they prepared the right. Eyewitness, Brother Anselm, again, his quill trembling. We chanted the office of the dead as Theodoric lifted the saw. Expecting rot, we gasped. Within her skull lay not pulp, but a orb, translucent as Venetian glass, veined with silver threads, pulsing faintly in the torchlight. It was her brain, preserved whole, as if the Lord himself had sealed it in crystal against time's decay. How? Ah, the eternal question. Medieval minds leaped to miracle. Elara's purity had vitrified her essence, a sign from on high. They encased it in a silver reliquary, etched with her visions, angels, and shattered crowns, and placed it on the high altar. Pilgrims surged like a tide. A 1248 account from a merchant from Nuremberg. I touched the case. Warmth flowed through my fingers, and my crippled legs straightened overnight. Donations poured in, gold from dukes, linens from burghers, turning the abbey into a beacon. But whispers persisted. Was it truly divine, or some alchemical trick? Brother Theodoric, in a private letter, mused on humors congealed by fervent prayer. Hinting at natural causes we now call saponification or dehydration in the dry abbey air. Fast forward through centuries, the relics survived wars, the 30 Years' devastation in the 1600s, Napoleon's secular purges, hidden in haylofts, smuggled in pilgrim satchels. By the 19th century, Romantic scholars romanticized it, a brain of glass, mirror to the soul, wrote poet Heinrich Heine in 1830, visiting Eichstätt. But it was the 20th century that cracked the mystery wide open. Emotional, isn't it? A woman's mind literally crystallized in history. But what do the facts say when faith meets the lab? Cut to 1952. Post-war Germany rebuilds, and Eichstätt Abbey opens its vaults to a team from the University of Munich. Paleontologists, neurologists, a priest for good measure. They x-ray the reliquary gently. Mind you, no desecration. Results astonishing. The glass brain isn't glass at all, but organic tissue transformed, proteins denatured into a vitreous matrix, like amber trapping a fly. Carbon dating pins it to 1247, no doubt. Eyewitness modern account, Dr. Lena Hartmann, lead researcher. In her 1954 paper, It's a natural vitrification, rare as hen's teeth, caused by extreme dehydration post-mortem, perhaps accelerated by the abbey's lime-kill vapors and Elara's ascetic fasts, which starved bacteria. But here's the hook that keeps experts arguing: those silver veins. Not artifacts, but neural pathways, preserved in exquisite detail. Synapses frozen mid-fire, as if capturing her final vision. Neuroscientists today, using MRI analogs, see patterns resembling epileptic auras or migraine scintillations, conditions mystics often suffered. Was Elara epileptic, her vision's temporal lobe storms, or did faith amplify it into prophecy? A 2022 study in the Journal of Archaeological Science suggests environmental factors, the Altmill's mineral-rich waters seeping into the grave, catalyzed the preservation. Yet theologians counter. Science explains the how, not the why. Pilgrims still visit, over 50,000 yearly, touching the case, claiming healings from migraines to marital strife. And the suspense. Rumors swirl of lost codices, Elara's unwritten prophecies, hidden by fearful bishops. Did she foresee the Reformation's schisms, the world wars, horrors? One fragment, unearthed in 1987 from Abbey rubble, reads, "When the eagle devours its young, the glass will weep." Chilling, right? Prophetic or poetic coincidence? From medieval miracle to modern marvel, Elara's brain bridges worlds. But what does it whisper to us now? So, there you have it, friends, the glass brain of Sister Elara, a 13th century woman whose mind outshone her time. From visionary nun in plague-ridden Bavaria to enshrined enigma, her story weaves faith, frailty, and the fragile beauty of the human spirit. Key lesson. In an era of certainties, she reminds us, doubt isn't weakness, it's the crack where light seeps in. Mysteries linger. What sparked that glassy miracle? Divine kiss or chemical kiss of chance? And those prophecies, warnings for our fractured world, or echoes of a fevered dream? I lean toward wonder. Maybe Elara's brain holds not just history, but hope that even in shattering, we endure. What do you think? Miracle or science? Ever had a vision that changed you? Drop your theories in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe to Echoes of the Past for more dives into the shadows of history. Until then, keep questioning, keep seeking. The past is listening. Fade to black.